Hello everyone. So recently I created a project with my teammates Parth and Krunal. So this is basically a project designed to identify the diseases of oranges based on the input image given by the user. So this is basically a MLOps project, end-to-end MLOps project, which is trained using CN model for image classification. Then the front end created is using Flask, and later it is dockerized using Docker, and the image is stored on DockerHub. And I have automated it using a CICD pipeline on GitHub Actions, and I've also utilized Terraform for infrastructure as code for creation of my AWS resources, and it is later deployed on ECS using Fargate. So this is the front end. So it identifies oranges as black spot oranges, canker oranges, melanose oranges, or healthy oranges. So we just have to select the image and give it as input, and it identifies which category it is into and the confidence level. So it has identified it as a canker orange, and the confidence it has is 75%. So this is the code base for it. Where we have a designated folder for the front end application, and the model is in models and automated in scripts. Also, I've written a Dockerfile to dockerize this application and model together. So this is a multi-stage Docker file. So multi-stage Docker file basically helps in reducing the image size and for efficiency in deploying the application. I've also written a CI/CD pipeline on GitHub Actions itself for automating this whole process. So what does the CI/CD pipeline do is, whenever any changes are made in the code, it automatically gets triggered, and accordingly it creates a Docker image for the new code. It pushes the Docker image on DockerHub, and from there it takes that image and gets deployed on ECS using Fargate. That's done using the script. I've also utilized Terraform for creation of my AWS resources. So here's the file for Terraform, which basically is just used for creation of resources. So using this I've created a ECS cluster and a task and a service, and in this .aws folder there's the task definition of my ECS task, and this is my ECS dashboard where I have my service, and in my service I have a task running. I've utilized ECS using Fargate because it is the serverless service, and using serverless service I don't have to allocate any resources, or I don't have to create any resources. They are automatically created, and using the serverless model it automatically scales and load balances the application. We don't have to do it manually. That's all. Thank you.